What's going on, Cash Street, Georgia? I want to share with you guys how to choose some of the hottest numbers using key digit numbers. I know you've been hearing a lot about that throughout the channel, but I want you guys to pay special attention to the 317 rundown. Feel free to use other strategies and other rundowns to see what your key digits numbers are. But when you guys see these particular numbers, they could be giving out some of the hottest patterns for your state. Now, I will give you a warning. I cannot guarantee hits on the channel or in the membership, so please play responsibly. Okay? All right, so here we go. We're going to start with Georgia, April 7th nighttime game. There was a hit of 709. All right, so the first thing we have to do is we have to put this entire grid together. I know you're like, oh, there's a lot of numbers in Florida. Trust me, once you know how to start reading these grids, they become so much easier. Okay, so what we're going to do, like in the last hit, which was 709, and we're going to simply add each number down the columns. Okay, so for the first column, we're going to add 3 all the way down. So 3 plus 7 is 10. For your 2-digit numbers, only use your ones, place your 0. 0 plus 3 is 3. 3 plus 3 is 6. 6 plus 3 is 9. 9 plus 3 is 12. Again, only use your ones, place your 2. 2 plus 3 is 5. 5 plus 3 is 8. 8 plus 3 is 11. Only use your 1. 1 plus 3 is 4. And 4 plus 3 is 7. All right. So the number you start with should be the number that you end with. The next thing I want you guys to do is pay attention to key digit numbers, okay? Key digit numbers, when I'm saying key digit numbers, I'm saying these particular numbers are giving some hot patterns. I like looking at key digit numbers to find out what hot doubles are coming to the state or mirror numbers, okay? Key digits like your numbers 0 and 5, but also your numbers 2 and 7. So if you see these in front or in back of mirrors or doubles, you guys start paying attention to see what patterns that could be coming out of this. They're very hot. And shout out to our member, Tanisha. I'm going to see if I could put something up for her. I so appreciate, because we were in our member-only live stream just the other night, and we were talking about more patterns, and she had to really remind me of some really hot pairs and patterns that are surrounded by those key digits. So shout out to Tanisha. I appreciate you. All right. So getting back, we're going to start with our left side. You notice I said the numbers 0 and 5, right? Those could be key digits. A lot of people like 0s and 5s for a lot of different reasons. Some of you may have heard of the saying, old man 0. Yeah. All right. So we'll start there. Notice what's in back of that 0. 1 and 6, which happens to be a mirror number. And what's in back of the 5? A 6-1, which happens to be a mirror number. So let's talk about mirror numbers, because I said if the key digits are in front of or back of doubles, pay attention. Those doubles could be coming to your state, or sometimes mirrors. 1 and 6 is actually the same number. So I want you guys to make sure you're paying attention to that, okay? So you don't miss when key digits are in front or in back of them. So important. So what are the mirror numbers? A 0 could be a 5, or 5 could be a 0. 1 could be a 6, 6 could be a 1. 2 could be a 7, 7 could be a 2. 3 could be an 8, 8 could be a 3. 4 could be a 9, and a 9 could be a 4. So here's the next step. I want you guys to pay close attention to the pairs that are surrounding, okay? And depending on your state's pattern, I notice they're either going straight up or straight down from the center using a third number. Let me show you what I mean. I don't want to confuse anybody. Notice the 0. We have a 7-1 that's in that corner. This is what Miss Tanisha was sharing with us, which this is something very similar that I used to do. But hey, we have to get back to our roots, right? But 7-1 could be a hot pair, right? I noticed the third numbers are kind of going from the center lane or the center column. So 712 could be a possibility, but they can also use other third digits, and you can too. If you're looking at the 3-1 pair, 3-1-0, just going to the center, okay? But don't stop there. Remember, we were talking about mirror numbers. What people don't understand is halfway through the rundown are mirror numbers, okay? The 709 we started with, by the time we get to the halfway point, that becomes a 254. You ever heard people say, I almost had it, but I didn't mirror? This is where this comes from. So hopefully this will help you pick 3 players all around the world, okay? So now we're going to go to the 5. Don't just, whatever you do to the first part of the rundown, do it to the next. So 2, 6 could be a pair. If it's going straight down from the center, 2, 6, 7. 8, 6 could be a pair. 8, 6, 5. And again, play around with the third numbers. If they start changing them, change with it, okay? All right, so let's look here. Let's say you held on to these numbers for a couple of days because they didn't hit the next day. The next day would have been April 8th, okay? I want to make sure I point that out to you. But April 9th, guess what? You had 103 hit that evening. Remember our hot pair, 3, 1, go into that center, okay? That's 1. But there was another hit. There was another hit. Now watch this. We're going to go to the right side of the grid. I want you guys to pay attention to your other key digits, 7 and 2, okay? So let's look at this. We have a 7 and we have its mirror 2. We're going to copy the same pattern, okay? Now, caution, this may not happen every time. So you're gonna have to be careful with this, okay? Let's look at those hot pairs. Let's go right around and then center down. So we're gonna go 0, 4, 5, 4, 4, 3. Again, if they're using those third numbers, okay? We're also gonna go to the 2. What we do to one part, we're gonna do to the next. So we got 5, 9 as our hot pair, 5, 9, 5, 9, 0 going down, 9, 9, 8, okay? I've seen this working for Florida using the 1, 2, 3 and the 3, 1, 7 rundown. So you guys in Florida, study, okay? All right, April 9th, that same day that we got the 095, we also got, the same day we got the 103, ooh, we got the 095. Let me correct myself right there. I can hear, Miss Fuddy, you got that wrong. So the 5, 9, that 0 goes down. 2 hits. Using one rundown, simply looking at key digit numbers. All right, so far so good. Make sure you give your girl a like. I so appreciate that. Thank you so much. And I want to share with you how you should be backtracking. So hold on one second, guys. Okay, I want you to make sure that you know how to backtrack. Whenever you hear someone tell you guys to start backtracking your state, that means you need to go back a few days. You should be keeping a daily chart. Some of you pros know this, right? So you should be keeping, like Georgia, we have 3 draws per day. I simply went back a few days. I wanted to spot some patterns using key digit numbers, okay? So we have that, where we got that information. Make sure you guys have a pen and paper handy, and so that you can really start to study. And speaking of study, make sure you guys check out our membership. Oh my goodness, we have all the hottest pick 3 prediction lists. We have our member only live streams weekly. Oh my goodness, we're having so much fun back there. Make sure you join if you want to get deeper with your pick 3 games. Actually request your workout, so definitely take a look at that. But anyways, make sure you guys are tracking. One more thing I wanted to share with you before we go. On April 8th, the hit was 675. There's a key digit that was in front of doubles. Notice how the 5, 9 was a hot pair, true, but it didn't go center up or center down. They actually went L shape, 509. Now we just saw the 590 from here using that particular pattern, but it did an L shape as well. So what am I telling you guys? Pay attention. 095, again, that hit was April 9th midday. I want you to pay attention because you may be looking at either or shape. Told you, start paying attention to your grids. It's not as hard when you know what to look for. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure you subscribe, share this video with any other pick 3 player that can use this information. Oh my goodness, and don't forget to join the membership. We'll see you guys on the next video.